We're back for phase 2 of the Federal America Grill in downtown Houston. We brought you in through the rough ends, the wiring, the dust, the dirt. We're getting ready to bring it to the finish line. So let me fill y'all in. All right, so there's a couple of things that I want you to see here. This is a full MOIP system, video over IP. These are gonna be what control the television and what brings video into the baling that we're gonna connect behind this television. Believe it or not, these TV took us about 2 weeks to mount. First, we came and set up all of the brackets on the wall, took the measurements, and now that there's less people and we don't have that many people running around, we're just going to start bringing the TVs, getting them up. Speakers have been up for a while. These are the last touches, but I wanted to point out these cat cables because without this is just a commercial display. Now keep in mind, these are the BET series by Samsung, commercial displays. These TVs right here, few things to keep in mind. They do have a business app that you can actually send your own data to the television for menu, for display, for videos that you want to use as advertisement. These are 4K. They don't have all the smart features that a standard home television will have, like Netflix, YouTube. They obviously have an HDMI input for you to plug in any sources like that. But these are made for business to be able to give you more than just a display. They're great, do some research, but if you do need some, we got you. TVs are getting mounted. Speakers are mounted. Access points are getting mounted. We're getting ready to bring it to the finish line. As you can see, a couple of TVs are up. Mario and the guys are getting ready to bring this bad boys to the finish line. We have over 20 TVs to install. Over 30 speakers have already been installed. We have some game planning to do, but this next phase is gonna be exciting. This is phase 2, the mounting, the work, the hard things that makes this project such a special one. But right now we got some TVs to mount, so we'll be back. All right, it's been a couple days. TVs are up. Speakers are up, a bunch of equipment is up. I'm gonna take you through that in a second. I'm gonna take you in here first because this video, I wanna show you a lot of the systems of how we handle things. This isn't just, hey, we need some speakers, we need some TVs, make it for work. We have to keep in mind what type of surface we're gonna have in the ceiling, what type of speakers we should put in, what color, what style. How is this gonna look? At what time do we need to do this? Do they need to be sprayed? So much detail goes into this room. This is one of the private rooms that is gonna have 2 types of speakers. It's gonna have pendant speakers and it's gonna have in-ceiling speakers in this in-ceiling thing that they're gonna be building. I don't know how to call it, but there's gonna be a surface where we actually need in-ceiling speakers. Another thing, this is a room that has a local source. You might have seen the video that we previously posted. There's gonna be an HDMI where whoever's using the room, whether it's for a private party event, office, who knows, they can actually bring their own source, plug it into the system. From the touchscreen in the back, they can switch the source to this television, and now you have your own private room with your own display to play whatever you want. Keep in mind, this is integrated into the video distribution system. So this is also integrated with the stuff in the back. Every single cable box, every single source is going to be able to display it here. But unlike all the other TVs in the common areas or the seating areas, this one has its own local source. So if you're ever in town and you need a private room, this is the one to go with. Let's make our way to the seating area. A lot more TVs here, but same concept. All of these are actually their own display, their own separate source can be sent to each one of them. You can combine, mix and match however you want. There is a total, well, I don't know the exact amount because we added those. One of the things about construction, for example, is that up there wasn't part of the original design. There weren't supposed to be a wall full of TVs. That was something that was added later. So decisions that had to be made was the wiring, where do we get them, how do we do it? But that's part of it. Sometimes in construction, things happen. We were able to bring the TVs, run the extra lines, and now we can fit the design that they came up with. So I don't know the exact amount of televisions, but each of the televisions is gonna have the option to be controlled however they want and choose audio from any of them to send it into the system. Another thing to notice now that you see walls and stuff is that each of these rooms, it's basically their own zone in regards to audio and source. So you can control the volume separately, you can control the source separately, whether it's audio or video. Stay tuned for phase 3, but we've been working on this for a little over a year, and it's all now coming to the finish line. From here on out, it's like, go. So phase 3 will be coming really, really quick. Walkway, originally, another change. Originally, we were actually gonna have projectors facing the windows so there could be a display on the exterior. That was eliminated. Changes were made. Things happen, right? So that's no longer there. We still have, as you can see, there's speakers. You wanna locate them anywhere between really 4 to 10 feet apart, depending on height, depending on volume, depending on what the room is going to be used for. So you're going to see a lot of speakers in this building. Why? Because we want to keep the audio full and flowing throughout the entire design. So let's keep going this way. We got a couple more speakers. You'll see some cables that are still hanging for data lines. The system does require Wi-Fi. Not only that, but everything requires Wi-Fi, really. This place, the cashiers, the registers, everything requires Wi-Fi, so we have access points throughout the entire building. Multiple locations, those are in the process of being installed. But this one right here, this is another one of the separate rooms. As you can see, these in-ceiling speakers have already been installed. We do have cameras. You can see another camera over there. We want to make sure that the entire restaurant has coverage, that every room in the building has a good audio experience, that it has a reliable connection to the internet and a visual that's easy to use, right? This is a display. Once again, another HDMI is gonna be located here to connect to this television. Another room with its own local source that's also integrated with the system. Keep in mind, all this stuff works on its own. There's an iPad that, yes, you can go change the channels up and down, but the system is going to be designed to where when they come in, the system's already running, the TVs are already on, the selected source is already displaying at the selected volume, and at the end of the day, shuts down on its own. So it is meant to be simple, easy to use. When someone wants to use this room, it's gonna be a touchscreen. They go hit, let's call it room B. Room B, source, HDMI. Boom, now you have control of the room. Another thing that I want to show you, here, clip. All right, this is the room I wanted to show you. Right now, you might have seen the last video, it looked horrible. Right now, we're getting better, but this is probably the most important room in this entire building. This is where everything happens. Without this room, there is no food, there is no nothing, even though we have a kitchen. So, what's going on here? We have all of the CAT cable for the entire building. We have all of the fiber, all of the audio cable for the entire building, and all of the security for the entire building. There's gonna be a big rack here with all the audio video connected. There's gonna be a network rack separately. Each of these CAT cables that's here has a duty, has a job. Some of them transfer network, some of them transfer video, some of them transfer audio, some of them transfer data. I think I got them all right, at least in this project. So each of these has a job. They've already been terminated. They are in the process of being labeled. They've already been tested, because when we roll in the rack is gonna be designed and ready to plug in. So all of these cables later on, they're gonna be split up. Some are going this way, some are going this way. The amplifiers are here, the network's here, the Wi-Fi is here. All of that to tell you that this white room that's empty now, it's gonna look real cool when I bring y'all back for the next one. A couple things to keep in mind. One, we do all this stuff digitally, and I'm hoping that y'all can get an image of this. If not, I may have to give it to Chris, but all of the TVs are already labeled. Everything has been designed, the zones. Everything is laid out. These cameras, it's another decision of things that have to be made. These cameras, some of them have standard IR, which is the little red dots that basically turn black and gray at night. Some of them actually have an actual floodlight to give you the option to see in color at night, right? However, interior cameras, you don't want a big floodlight staring at your clients. So decisions like these, where to put these outdoor, if we should put them indoor, all those are things that we have to keep in mind when we're putting these things together. This takes a lot of detail, and believe it or not, 70% of the work is actually done before we even get here. Let me put this up. Before we even get here, 70% of the work, it's already done because we took the time to design it, to think about it, to double think about it, to test it, double test it. Yes, there are changes, but we're prepared. All right, a lot of TVs. I don't know, we probably got 10 sitting here. All BET commercial. In other options, if you ever wanted to use these TVs as a menu, you can. I've mentioned that earlier, but on these TVs, you can actually, there's an app where you can download PDFs, video stuff directly to them and control them from your TV. So these are all commercial displays that are meant to go and go and go. Big shout out to our Samsung partners, our episode partners, Control4 partners. The last one is gonna be really, really good. Phase 3 coming soon. Thank you for watching. I hope I gave you enough information for you to learn something today. We appreciate you watching. We appreciate you tuning in. The Federal American Grill is opening up soon, and we're gonna bring you back for Phase 3. All of the stuff that I've been talking about, I'll be able to show you. I'll have my nice touchscreen where I can press some buttons and make things happen. Thank you for joining me today. I really, really appreciate it. Anything you need, we're one message away. Have yourself an awesome day.